Continuing our quick series on Thrones of Britannia's unit roster breakdowns, we will look at the other Welsh kingdom of Strat Clut. As a forewarning, this video will be significantly shorter, as Strat Clut shares almost every unit as their Gwyned brethren, the difference being that Gwyned focuses on spear infantry, Strat Clut on cavalry. Beginning with spears as usual, the same units and factors still apply to Strat Clut, albeit slimmed down a bit. You still won't go wrong with using them, as even your tier 3 Levy Cantrip spearmen are still very decent spears, and you'll want to keep some Royal Spearmen and Teely Spearguard in your army if you're looking to go up against a very offensive style enemy. Swords are limited to the retinue Welsh progression line and are relatively expensive when you factor in the lack of armor piercing damage across all 3 units, but they still field a strong armor value and would still potentially be worth supporting your spears with. Axe infantry are again in the exact same as Gwyned and are still very usable in battle, with their very high shield rating to give a bit of extra protection from ranged attack. Your bows are again where the Welsh shine, as Strat Clut can also use halures and longbowmen to not only snipe units from a long distance away, but to do so with a very high rate of fire over other factions' ranged units. Keeping with Gwyned, your skirmishers are a good choice if short-range attacks are your thing, as both units use a shield, giving them more protection to get their shots off. Being a Welsh faction, Strat Clut's cavalry all have a missile weapon usable in battle, as well as being able to shoot while moving. However, Strat Clut differs from Gwyned with their Old Norse Horsemen progression line. The Old Norse Horsemen lines, while not as strong in melee or as heavily armored as the HforHavoc, boast a much cheaper price while still retaining a very high level of morale. The fact that you could bring 3 units of Old Norse riders into a battle instead of just 2 HforHavoc units gives you a lot more options to apply pressure where pressure is needed. As a fan of using cavalry, I'm very much inclined to bring more cav to a battle that might not be quite as powerful but greater in numbers. And lastly, insert the typical Warhound information here. To be quite honest, Strat Clut would only be an option for me if I wanted to try some sort of quick, almost Hunnic approach to an enemy, where perhaps I use a lot of Old North units to herd the enemy into my spears and longbowmen. Even then, I'm not too sure how well that would work out. Their lack of a solid, affordable, strong spear line like Gwyned really limits them with what they can bring to the battle in terms of foot soldiers. Do you think Strat Clut are worth playing in a campaign or in multiplayer? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out my Discord channel and my Patreon page in the description of the video. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here.